Stranded oil recovery via borehole extraction. The following are excerpts from a DVD demonstrating the stranded oil recovery, or SOR, project via the borehole extraction system, presented by Phoenix Energy Resources, Mike Byran and Mike Dibble, owners. It is intended to assist your evaluation for subsequent participation and ownership in the SOR project. Thank you for your time and consideration of this project. We hope you find this introductory DVD of approximately 15 minutes informative and that you might join us in recovering the oil left behind. If you have further questions or interest in the SOR project, please contact Mike Byran or Mike Dibble to view the complete DVD. Nearly everything we do is inextricably bound to our use of energy. By energy, I mean oil. That means the global economy runs on oil. In fact, it is indispensable. The Stranded Oil Recovery Project, via the borehole extraction method, is directed at recovering the oil left behind by previous operations. Billions of barrels of light and heavy gravity oil remain stranded in marginally producing or abandoned fields. It is well documented that conventional methods of extracting oil have produced only 20% of the original oil in place, also known as the OOIP, in these fields. Many other natural resources may also be extracted more efficiently using this innovative process. This method includes the assimilation of established and new state-of-the-art technologies for the freeing, separation, transport, and marketing of oil. A large portion of the entraining media will remain in the production cell. Much of the process will be executed underground, prudently, safely, and protective of the environment. Backfilling of the hydrocarbon-free residuum reduces the problems of disposal, subsidence, surface reclamation, and their associated costs. The commercial application of production cell manufacturing by numerous extraction rigs will permit the sharing of a small number of support equipment. This will provide for greater economies of scale, efficiencies, and profits. An example, 10 production cell rigs may be supported by 2 pump trucks and 2 separation units. Many of these fields cover townships of land. The resource potential is enormous. One example of the scope, magnitude, and potential of the Stranded Oil Recovery Project via the borehole extraction system would be the Burbank field of northeastern Oklahoma. This field covers several townships and has produced in excess of 600 million barrels of oil, which represents approximately 30% of the original oil in place. The number of barrels of oil left behind and its value are enormous. The borehole extraction system consists of 4 major uniquely designed and fabricated components. The mining tool section assembly, prototype, is 7 foot long with a 5 foot cutting jet slot. This section, with a 5 foot cutting jet slot, is placed into the oil-bearing pay zone below the production casing. Its function is to fluidize the entrapping sediment, liberating and separating the low-density hydrocarbons and elevating this slurry to the surface by positive displacement. The eductor pump system introduces intermediate pressures and volumes of water via its pipeline into the mining tool section to provide a low-pressure area via the eductor throat. This creates a Venturi effect, pulling suspended solids created by the action of the rotating cutting jet nozzle and pumping them to the surface. This is a 180-degree direction reversal of fluids. The initial removal of these solids from the cavity allows for swell of in situ solids. This is significant in extracting other valuable solid mineral resources. There are many other applications for this tool or system. The rotating cutting jet system introduces high-pressure, high-volume water and created slurry to the rock face of the pay zone, causing a wash tub effect, sand against sand attrition, therefore fluidizing and disintegrating the micro and macro compartments and liberating the stranded oil. It basically creates an in situ attrition scrubbing action. These combined actions create a cylindrical cavity or production cell. The cutting jet nozzle keeps the production cell in a fluid-filled environment at all times, allowing for separation and settling of the coarser sediment to the bottom of the cavity and the positive displacement of oil and drilling fluid up the annular space at the surface. It exits through the production casing overflow and is pumped to surface separation vessels. In 2012 and 2013, under Phoenix Energy Resources, Mike Byran and Mike Dibble put together a business plan to advance the stranded oil recovery project via borehole extraction and a 2-year proof-of-concept program. The program was divided into 4 major sub-phases, activities to be accomplished, of approximately 6 months each. In summary, below are the activities, their time allocations, anticipated costs, and projected revenues. One, Friday, October 11th, 2013, the test site was prepared at the Cornejo Plant 2 sand mine. 5. Friday, October 18th, 2013. Lane tripped in the hole starting with the mining tool extraction assembly that contains the eductor and cutting jet nozzles. Then they added the intermediate connective sections and finally the wellhead swivel assembly. The test was started at 1:10 p.m. with activation of the eductor system. There was sand to surface immediately, cleaning the sand from the casing and producing sand from the open hole. Clean sand grains up to pebble-sized materials were deposited in the reserve pit. This was immediate proof of the successful function of the eductor system. The cutting jet system transported, by positive displacement, only very fine individual sand grains to the surface, leaving the coarse sand in place. This is very important because it demonstrates that most of the solids were left in the hole. This is an additional goal when creating a production cell while elevating the liberated oil left behind to the surface. At 3 p.m., it was determined that we had accomplished the essentials with great success, and we terminated the test. Take a look at the pie chart presented by the Oil and Gas Journal in their April 14, 2008 article titled "Unexploited Oil Resources Continue to Attract Technology Innovations." Innovations like stranded oil recovery via borehole extraction. This chart only represents the United States. Think globally. The last slice that is just waiting to be exploited. The oil that has been discovered is well documented but stranded. It is estimated to be 407 billion barrels. Current conventional methods just aren't getting it. We continue to fund current technologies expecting great returns, but realize poor results and seldom experience commercial satisfaction. So, let's do something new and innovative by implementing the stranded oil recovery process via borehole extraction. We can produce efficiently and economically nearly all of the well-defined oil resources. The U.S. Bureau of Mines initiated and financially underwrote joint ventures with private companies in the 1970s and 1980s to develop technologies to produce critical and essential fuels and fertilizers via the borehole extraction method. The mining of coal, Wilkinson County, Washington; uranium-bearing sandstones, Natrona County, Wyoming; oil-bearing sandstones, Kern County, California; and phosphate sandstones, St. Johns County, Florida, supervised by Mike Dibble, via borehole mining technologies, were successfully developed but some commodities' price point at that time did not support their commercial exploitation. Thinking forward, it was realized that this technology could be applied to the Athabasca-type hydrocarbon resources, as well as the oil left behind in abandoned or marginally producing oil fields globally. Subsequent to his work, Mike Dibble patented United States Patent Number 4,915,452 Hydraulic Borehole Mining System and Method, April 10, 1990. A modification of the hydrocarbon-producing borehole extraction system for material mining would allow the application of this innovative tool to produce a wide range of mineral resources. The only difference in the function of these two processes is that the eductor pump is used full-time in the extraction of sands or other valuable commodities.
Hi, my name is Mike Dibble, and I'm a professional engineer, and I've been around for a long time. I've been involved with borehole mining and the evolution of the process since the early 1980s, and I'm here to talk about how it's evolved and where we think it's going in the future. I was initially involved with the evolution of the borehole system that as I say, it was kind of started in the eastern coast phosphate deposits of the USA, and I was involved initially with the Byran mines and the development they did in Northeast Florida. We used it for a very successful test program in Northeast Florida, and because of that test program, we've evolved the technology to what we feel is the next quantum leap in the technology about evolution. What we did, we modified that equipment to reverse that until we were jetting in water with it. And in that particular formation we were working in, we were able to find that we could wash solids at a distance of 20 feet radius from the nozzle. In water, we found that by doing it in a flooded environment and then jetting it and stirring up the water, we were having a cutting action, and that gave us the opportunity to cut solids, but our results were so much better. We felt we had something we needed to follow up with. I got a patent on the system that developed, and my main thrust for this system was that we felt that it could be recoverable for mineral solids using the conventional method, or it had the potential for recovering hydrocarbons that are liberated in the place by this constant contact of particles on particles, and they're beating the crap out of each other, and that's how it works. So it's a matter of how you control the lift system in the tool, so that you can cut it down, you can cut the lift off and recover hydrocarbons, or you can have it open and you recover mineral sands, and that's just control of one valve will do that.
Well, once again, Mike Dibble and I want to thank you for taking the time and the consideration for reviewing our DVD that we've put together. We think it's pretty informative. We would like to be able to share our passion that we have had and we've gathered over the many years, actually decades. If we put this collectively together, Mike Dibble and I have been working on this off and on for probably 90 plus years. So we've put quite a bit into it, and we hope that you're getting quite a bit out of it and will advance with us. The neat thing about this is that the payout or the return on investment is immediate. When we produce production cells, we produce the oil at the same time, and it goes straight to the tank battery and to sales terminal.